And I come into my junior year, and I'm about to get exactly what I want. About to get this thing called NFL. And I'm 10 games away from this dream that I wanted my whole life, right? This thing that I've been working for my whole life. My whole life is dedicated to this one game. I'm up Saturday mornings, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 miles to a fire station, 2 miles back home. I'm in the park, 9:30, 10 at night, doing everything in my life surrounded the game of football. I'm sitting at home at night. I'm throwing balls up to the ceiling, and I'm catching them different type of ways, trying to see if a receiver was to check me, if I wanted to catch an interception. Like, everything revolved around this game, and I finally get in a position in my life to where now I'm 10 games away from it. I got the paperwork that states I'm about to be an NFL draft pick. NFL on top of the paper. Inky Johnson projected top 30 automatic multi-millionaire. Now all you have to do, the hard part's over. Just play the next 10 football games, Ink. You made it. And I go out in a silly game against Air Force, 2 minutes left, and I go to make a tackle that I can make with my eyes closed. And I hit this guy, and as soon as I hit him, I knew it was a problem, but I didn't think it would be this type of problem. Like, you know how when things happen, you're like, I didn't expect that, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. And when I hit him, every breath in my body left. My body goes completely limp. I fall to the ground. I blacked out. My eyes open. I'm still not, too concerned because it's football. I told Pastor, I never thought about a career-ending injury. You have injuries within the game. When my eyes open, guys run over, Ink, let's rock, man. Let's go. Let's finish him off. And I'm like, I can't. Like, what do you mean you can't? You're a starting corner. Get up. You can nurse your injury after the game, man. I'm like, no, I can't. They said, what do you mean you can't? I said, I can't move. It's a shock, neck to my toes. I can't feel anything. Shock leaves. It stays in my right arm and hand. I'm like, maybe I got a bad stinger. They put me on the spine board, wheeling me off the field. Doctor says to me as he's walking beside me, I don't know how you're still alive, son. You don't have any pulse. We get to the ambulance. My father's standing there. I'm like, Pops, I laid it on him, right? I put it on him, right? My dad's like, yeah, but I think you got the worst part of this for me. Doctor say, we're going to take you over, run a couple tests, bring you back into the room. Everything will be cool. They run the test. They bring me back into the room. Mom comes in, kisses, prays. Son, you'll be fine. She's going to walk out. Doctors rush in. Head boy says, hey, man, got to rush him back to surgery. He's about to die. And I look at him and I want to ask him, like, man, you can't use another word. Like, use a synonym, brother. You got to say die. Like, you sure die, man? And he could tell from how I'm looking at him that I'm questioning. And he says to me, you ruptured a subclavian artery in your chest. You're bleeding internally. If we don't perform this surgery tonight, I guarantee you, you won't be here no more. From 7 years old to 20 years old, boiled down to one moment. The sacrifice, the dedication, the commitment came down to one moment. And the next morning I woke up from that surgery. The NFL on my scale of life, that big. SEC championship, that big. Cornerback, that big. I was embarrassed. I was sitting there and people coming into my room like, Inky, man, I'm sorry about what happened to you. And I'm saying to myself, man, Ink, you really messed it up this time. Like, man, that's really the only thing you wanted, huh? Like, you just thought, because you grew up in this so-called hood, 2-bedroom home, 14 people. Like, the only thing you really wanted was the NFL. That's it. I'm like, man, you limited God to that? Like, life holds no substance, no value? Like, efficient but not effective? I did things right, but I never did the right thing? And now the thing I placed my identity in, now it's gone. That's why I laugh at people when they say, man, if I could just get this, I'll be. Man, if I could just get this position, I'll be. Woo. Man, if I could just get this amount of money, I'll be. I'm like, woo. But what happens even if you get it or you don't get it? What happens when God says yes and no? Like, do you have the ability to accept what you don't understand? Can you still see God's plan when it didn't go the way that you thought it would go? Can you handle when things get off course? I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, man, I'm 8 games away, and God is redirecting me. And I'm like, God, just let me get to the NFL, then redirect me. Like, let me get the contract, then redirect me so I can help my family. And God's like, no, son, I need you to really go that way. And I'm like, you sure? Like, man, I need to go this way. He's like, no, I need you to go this way. I got something greater for it. Now, it might take a little longer to manifest, but I got something even sweeter. Like, I got something more fulfilling. I got something more rewarding. I got something, son, that's going to carry you for the rest of your life. Like, it's an amazing thing. I knew this was what I was supposed to be doing when one day I'm backstage and I got the same feeling that I got when I used to be in the tunnel before I was running out of Neyland Stadium. I said, thank you, God. And so now I live my life a certain type of way according to what God has done. I live my life a certain type of way according to the power that I know the Lord possesses. I live my life a certain type. Like, when I go to the Lord in prayer, I go bold. And every time I go bold, I'm so thankful that that's not me and my Lord's first time communicating.
I predict a historic event in 2022 will cause a massive shift in the wealth divide.
And people have the nerve to ask me all the time, Inky, why wouldn't you change what happened to you? You got a paralyzed right arm and hand. I'm like, if you only knew and if you only saw the works that God has done in people's lives around me, what he's done in me, yeah, it's great, it's cool. But what God has done in the people's lives around me, like, you can't put a price on that. Like, at a certain point, like, what is it really about? Like, and I know the initial reaction when we go through things is to say, man, why did this have to happen to me? And it's an honest reaction. Because sometimes good people go through some crazy stuff. And some of the things we go through, I'm gonna just be real, it's not a scripture for it. It's not. You can't go, hey, go to Romans 2:2. They're like, what? It's not. But this is what I've understood. In life, some people don't need you to preach a sermon, they need you to live one. And so when they see you living it, they can connect and identify with that. The only thing I ask of you, as talented, as brilliant, as powerful, as beautiful as you are, never allow life to make you forget why you started in the first place. Meaning that first time you said, man, I'm riding with Christ, let's go. That first feeling you got, like that first interaction, that first connection you got, like when you first got it. It's like when people say at the beginning, everybody is excited, everybody is on fire, but at a certain point, you hit something along the journey, and it's going to test that level of commitment. At a certain point, you're going to hit something, it's going to test that level of faith. And my definition of commitment was always staying true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in has left. Like, am I going to stay true to my beliefs and my core and my essence of who I am as an individual, even if I get a paralyzed right arm and hand? Am I going to stay true to it? Even if my little career that I thought I was going to have disappears, am I going to stay true to it? Even if one day I'm in a football game, the thing I love to do, the thing I've been practicing my whole life, and then one moment it gets wiped out, am I going to stay true to it? Because depending upon if I'm going to stay true to it, a lot of other people's belief in their Christian journey is predicated upon that and my belief in my Christian journey. In other words, I've seen a lot of other people say, Inky, I want to give my life to Christ, not because of something that happened with me, but...
All right, guys, we're going to start at 60 seconds, 60 seconds. All right, 60 seconds. So let everybody know that the call will be going live in 60 seconds, guys. There's only a minute left of this audio, and then we're going to start it up, all right, fam? So 60 seconds, let's run it.
Because of something I've seen happen to you. And so when ESPN comes to me and say, hey, you wouldn't be in the NFL right now? I'm like, if you only knew. If you only knew my father got saved because of my injury. If you only knew. My 3 boys that went first round to the NFL, all of them got saved. If you only knew. If you only knew my mother, the level of her faith, like if you only knew. Like I just seen God do some things through the injury, and I'm like, man, every day I wake up, I just try to stay out of his way. I'm gonna leave you with this. We already know what to do when God says yes. We already know what to do when we get blessed. We already know what to do when our prayers get answered. But the question that I have for you, and it's rhetorical, what will you do when God says no?
body's only help.
Yes, please. All right, family, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Hope everybody is having a phenomenal morning today. I am so blessed, so excited to be here on the call with each and every single one of you guys. Hope all of you guys had a great morning, good morning routines. Put a 7 in the chat box if you had a good, solid morning routine this morning. All right, put some 7s in the chat box if you guys had a good, solid morning routine. I'm going to send out one last message in the chat. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live now. Let everybody know that it's live so nobody can miss it, because we have a good call on the way. Send out that last message. Let them all know, hey, Mornings with Nano is live, fam. Do not miss it for nothing in the world, because we are here and I am excited for everything. I know that we're about to grow to new levels, and that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about growing, elevating, taking ourselves to new levels, and making sure that everybody around us grows with us as well. And I'm just super excited for all of us. So spread that last word. Yes. So happy that you guys are doing those morning routines, right? How has it been, guys, since you started doing those morning routines? Because I know that once you get into that morning routine and you've been doing it for some time, you really start to elevate to new levels, right? And I know that once you start doing it over some time and you're doing it for, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, your life literally starts to change. And look, Phoenix said life changing, Alana, life changing. Someone said great. When I don't do it, I feel crazy, extraordinary, right? I was literally I was saying this yesterday. I was like, I can't imagine my life without reading. I can't imagine my life without journaling, without meditating anymore. Like, that's where I'm at in my life. Like, that's literally how I feel. It's like I can't imagine my life. I can't even believe people don't read. Like, I'm like, I can't imagine my life without reading anymore. So I know exactly how you guys feel. So before we get the call started, as you guys know, we got to practice some gratitude. So what is one thing that you guys are grateful for today? What is one thing that you woke up feeling grateful for this morning? I am grateful for God. Number one, I am grateful for his grace. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for Katie, my team, the leaders within my organization, everyone in the Leadership Dynasty and the Leadership Academy, all the people on my team. I'm extremely grateful for all of them. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community and everybody who plays a part in this amazing community. Everyone who participates, shows up, is here every day with me. It really makes me extremely thankful for that I have a family that meets me on this call at 9 a.m., 9:30 every morning. And, we talk about how to become better, how we can grow, how we can elevate, and how we can take ourselves to new levels. And there's nothing better than that. So I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm grateful for, all the success that we're seeing, all the breakthroughs that we're having, the ideas that are flowing. I'm just extremely grateful for everything, guys. There's just so much to be grateful for. And you lose count, really counting all the things that we can be grateful for, fam. So let's get started with today's call. It is 9:19. It is May 31st, man. It's the end of May, man. 5 months have passed. And, man, look at how fast time flies. It really does. And I want you guys to understand something. Like, 5 months are done of the year. We only have 7 months left. And when you sit down and you really think about it, it's like, man, if 5 months pass this fast, imagine what the next 5 months are gonna be like. And it's gonna be fast, right? Because the summer flies. 3 months in the summer it like happens a blink. Next thing you know is June. July comes, it's July 4th. July passes, August comes. August is probably like the only month that, it's kind of long. And then we're in September. School's back up. It kind of feels like we're back, to regular scheduled programming. And, then Halloween comes, Thanksgiving, and it's Christmas and it's over. And then it's a new year. And that's why I tell people, like, yo, it's not like we can't play around with time. We can't play around with, slacking off and really doing the work that's required, because this is what it's going to take. It's going to take consistency over some time. And, I wanted to talk about a very specific topic here today. And it's a topic that I've talked about in the past, but, I wanted to talk about it again because I understand the importance of this topic. And I know that if you guys really buy into this topic, it could really, give you a lot of perspective. So today's topic is there is here. There is here. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that, you guys truly understand why this topic is named There Is Here. And for those who've been on Mornings with Nano, you guys know what this call is about. And if you haven't been, you know that if you haven't been, this is going to be a great call for you to really get some perspective on. But today's topic is There Is Here. Now, what is there? There is where we want to go. Okay, there is the things that we want to experience, the things that we want to accomplish, our goals, our dreams, of our aspirations are there, right? That's what there is. So, for example, I want you guys to type in the chat box, what are one of your goals? Right? In the chat box, what is one of your goals? Retire your family, buy your mom and dad a house, make $1 million, travel the world, give back to communities. I want to see what are some of those goals and aspirations and dreams that you guys want, right? To write a poetry book, all right, to retire my mom and dad, to become a master trader, travel the world, all right, $1 million before 30 years old, own land, start my own Disney, love that, a platinum album, self-mastery, get my own apartment, buy my dream home, 10,000 a month, to provide a better life for my grandchildren and children, break generational curses, 6-figure earner from home, impact over 225 people. Okay, get myself a house in DR. Let's go. Open a juice bar and yoga studio. Start my own business. Okay, retire my mom. Become a master grower. Mary Jane, become a master grower. I love it. Right? Build a nonprofit, break generational curses, build homeless shelters, buy my first car, impact 1,000 lives, create orphanages, right? Help mothers learn about self-development so they can become a better version of themselves, right? We all have all of great goals. We have all of these amazing things that, we want to live, we want to accomplish. Now, remember, there is here. Okay. There is here because remember, you can live the feelings of there here. I want you guys to understand this. Okay. The feelings that you're going to get when you're there, you can start experiencing them now. Because the experience and the feelings, you can create them right now. Think about it. We always talk about this. What will we feel when we get those things? We will feel happiness, excitement, joy, fulfillment, or, so many different feelings. I need you to understand that the same way that you're going to feel those things then is the same way that you can feel those things now. Now, I want you guys to think about this, though. I'm not going to talk about the feeling today. But what I am going to talk about is the T, because we said there, right? There right here, this is here. This is where we are. There is here. Now, if we take off the T in there, okay, the T in there stands for time. See that? Because if we take off the T out of there, what does it say? If we take off the T off of there, what does it spell? You guys see that? Or am I the only one who sees it? Right? It says here, right? So there is here. Okay? So if we take off that T out of there, that means that there is here. Now, if we take off that T, now, what does the T stand for? Okay? What does the T stand for those that know? What does that T stand for, guys? The T stands for things I must experience. And I want you guys to write this down. Things I must experience. That's what time stands for. That is the acronym for time. T-I-M-E. Things I must experience. So that's the only thing stopping you from getting from here to there, is the experiences that you need to experience in order for you to get there. Okay? That's the key. Now, you got to remember this, all right? Time is something that we have no control over. We have to just go about life in a way where we experience everything and we're not attached to any specific outcome. Okay? Too many of us sometimes, because we are attached to a specific outcome, all right, and we don't see ourselves there, we tend to basically bring ourselves down. We tend to, talk down on ourselves because we said we wanted to be there. And then we look here and we're like, this here right now looks whack. This here right now is not what I want. Take that from him. And it's something that if you understand it, it could change your life. Now, what I want to tell you guys is this, okay? A lot of us, and I want you guys to remember this because this is what's going to help you guys really change your life when you look at this the way that I look at it. I always tell the people in my business, okay, that you got to look at this long term. All right. If you're here to do this business for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, it's not going to work. It won't work. I'm telling you right now, it will not work. You have to look at this 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line. And let me tell you guys why. Okay, let me tell you why. Because you got to remember, look, for example, when I started this business, when I started my personal development journey, all right, I was 24, 25 years old. Listen to me. I was 24, 25 years old. For 24, let's just say 25 years old. For 25 years of my life, okay, I was being programmed in a way that was setting me up to just live an average life. And what do I mean by programmed? The way I was thinking, the habits that I had, the environment that I lived in, the friends, the jobs, the mindset, everything for 25 years of my life had been programmed into my mind to live an average life. 25 years of programming. 25 years of limits being installed in my mind. 25 years of bad verbiage and bad wording and limiting beliefs and doubts and fears and insecurities. 25 years of that. 25 years of my friends doubting my abilities. 25 years of my family not believing in what I can do. 25 years of living an average lifestyle. 25 years of living in an environment where drugs are being sold on every corner, homeless people on the streets, people, just 25 years. 25 years. So it hurts me when I see people quit within the first month, 3 months of doing a business, of their personal development journey, because it's like, think about it. Just me and everybody here has their time. Some people have 20 years, some people have 30 years, some people have 40 years. Some people have 50 years on this call. But what you got to understand is that now, Nano, I have to unlearn 25 years of bad programming, limiting beliefs, doubts, fears, insecurities, bad environment, all of this. 25, I need to unlearn all of that now. 25 years. And then after you unlearn it, you have to reprogram it the way that you want it. So when I tell you guys that it's going to take time, it's going to take time. But Nano, that's not fair, bro. It's not fair that people already have what they want and I don't. That's okay. These were the cards that we were dealt. We were dealt these cards. We got to do the best with the cards that we were dealt. This is the destiny that God had for us. If you've been in this journey for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you are still in the beginning of it. You are still unlearning, which is the craziest part about it. You haven't even started relearning. And this is what I want all of you to understand. It hurts me when I see people stop after a year of doing the business. It hurts me after you see people stop after a few months of doing it, because it's like, bro, you didn't even give yourself time. Sis, you didn't even give yourself a year to change. You expected 25 years of bad programming to change in 6 months? And the 6 months that you were here, you were halfway in, halfway out? I'm still unlearning bad habits. 3 years into my journey, 4 years into my journey. I worked for 2 hard years straight before I saw any real results. Think about that. Some of you are still in your first 6 months, year. It took me 2 years, almost 3 years to see any real results where you're like, okay, it's working. So time stands for things I must experience. Things I must experience. So remember, every experience is part of helping you become the person that you want to be when you get there. So understanding this, every experience that happens in your life is there to help you become the person that you see there. Write that down. Every experience that you have in your life is preparing you for the person that you want to be there. Every experience, whether it's good, whether it's bad, it's there to help you become the person that you want to be when you're there. So you think about it. Every struggle, every challenge, every up, every good, every bad, every experience that you have is there in your life right now to help you become the person that deserves to be over there. So if you run from those experiences, if you try to avoid those experiences, then you don't really want to be there. Because the only reason that you are experiencing what you are experiencing is because this is what's going to make you deserving of being there. And that's what I want you all to understand. Don't run from the experiences. Embrace the experiences in your life, whether they're good or whether they're bad. They are preparing you for there. There's always something to learn here, though. And when you understand that, your whole life can change. Your whole life can change. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take a lot. in order for you to see the vision long term. I need everybody here, minimum. You got to think about, okay, my first milestone is 5 years. 5 years. I'm going to dedicate 5 years to this business. 5. That's going to be step 1, 5 years. Step 2 will be 10. Step 3 will be 15. Step 4 will be 20 years plus. I haven't even reached step 1 yet. I still have a whole nother year before I can reach step 1, which is a 5 years in the journey. Look, guys, if you're not here to do this 5 years, don't even waste your time. Just stop now. If you don't see yourself doing what you're doing for the next 5 years, then you should not even be doing it in the first place, because you're wasting your time. Go find something that you love to do and then dedicate those 5 years to it. Because that is what it's going to take. It's going to take time. Things I must experience. Now, a lot of people, when I first started doing mornings with Nano, a lot of people were like, bro, why are you so heavy into the mindset? What are you, what's all this personal development about? Bro, people would make fun of me for doing personal development. But what they didn't understand was this, is that the personal development isn't for the good times. It's for the tough times, because it's a tough 5 years. It's a tough 5 years filled with challenges, filled with obstacles, filled with ups, filled with downs, filled with challenges, triumphs, you name it, they're there. But the personal development that we do, the books that we listen to, the audios that we, sorry, not the books that we listen to, the books that we read, the audios that we listen to, the journals that we write in, the events that we go to, the mornings with Nano that we listen, this is for the bad times. This is for the character building times. This is not for when everything is going great and, we're making millions of dollars and travel the world. No. You do personal development for the character building times. That's what you do personal development for. You do personal development for the times when it gets hard. And you know what? Because I've always worked on my personal development, I've always outlasted all the competition. Everyone who laughed at me for not doing personal development, none of them are here today. Everyone who slacked off on their reading, none of them are here today. Everyone who stopped listening and stopped being a student, none of them are here today. You know why? Because they wasn't developed enough to see through the challenges and the triumphs. I saw thousands of people walk and leave because they weren't developed enough. I saw an organization of over 50,000 people leave because they weren't developed enough. Because they didn't see through the challenges. They didn't see through the character building times. You know why? Because remember, what you do in private will be exposed in public. Always. And if you didn't do the work in private, you will be exposed in public. You could do all the flexing you want on Instagram. You could make it seem like you're working. But when that light hits you and it's your time to shine and you wasn't ready to shine, that's why they say time will either promote you or it will expose you. Time. And what did we say time stands for? Things I must experience. So if time will either promote you or it's going to expose you, everything is going to come down to how you handle the experiences that life throws at you. How you handle the experiences that life throws at you will determine whether you're going to be exposed or whether you're going to be promoted. And let me tell you guys, I've been exposed. I've been exposed too. I know the feeling of being exposed. I wasn't ready. A challenge came, and I had been slacking on my morning routine. I hadn't been reading. I hadn't been journaling. I hadn't been getting right with myself. I hadn't been praying to God. And you know what that challenge did? Destroyed me. Destroyed me. I wasn't ready to fight. I wasn't ready. I wasn't wise enough to defeat that challenge. So that's why you see certain people go through things and you're like, yo, how are they going through stuff that bad? It's because, bro, they haven't developed themselves. Of course, they're going to go through that stuff. Of course, they're going to go through those challenging times because they haven't been developing themselves. So when the challenge comes, the test comes, they're going to fail. They're going to fail every time. It's like a student who has a test 2 weeks from now. Okay. He has a test that's going to determine whether or not he goes on to the next grade. And he knows he has a test. And for 2 weeks, he doesn't study. And then he shows up the days of the test. He looks left, he looks right. The person next to them doesn't know what they're doing. He was hoping to get to class and cheat off of the next person. And then guess what happens? The person to the left of him to the person to the right of him is just as lost as he is. The person in front of him doesn't want to give him the answers. Unfortunately, he actually had one of those people that, actually cover their tests. You ever wanted to cheat off somebody and you had that person that kind of covered their answers and they're like super like, you're not going to copy off of me, bro. Those people used to get me really pissed off when I was in college, when I was in school. But imagine that though. Guess what happens? What happens if I show up to that test and I'm not ready for that test? What happens? You fail. You fail. You fail. You're done for. You're done. You fail. And now you got to repeat the grade. And now you got to do everything all over again because you didn't study for that test. She said, were you the one cheating or covering the answers? Actually, no, I cheated a little bit, but then I would actually give the answers because there was things that I was really good at. Like I was really good at math. I was really good at science. I was really good at chemistry, surprisingly. The things that I sucked at, that I would cheat at, is like history class. I sucked at history. I was really bad with history. History and what was the other class? An English class. I wasn't too good at English. But besides that, I was a really good student, believe it or not. I was really, really good. I'm super good at math, chemistry. Like math and science are my things, but when it came to like history and stuff like that and like social studies and that stuff, nah, that wasn't my thing. That's where I would get cool with the smartest guy in the class. What's up, bro? I'll buy you that bacon, egg, and cheese. Everything is on me. I need those answers, my guy, please. That was the high school days. Those were the high school days. But I've been there before though, right? I know what it's like to show up to a test and not be ready for the test and fail the test because I didn't study. And life is the same way because remember, life is filled with tests. So you got to remember this, right? You got to remember this. Life is going to throw you tests every single day. And the reason why you do personal development, because your personal development is you studying for the test. If the test comes and you're not ready for it, you're going to fail it every time. Okay? You got to remember that. You have to remember that. If the test come and you're not ready for the test, you're going to fail every time. So you got to understand that life is filled with tests, and the personal development that you do every day is preparing you for those tests. That's why I became so obsessed with it. I majored in sports management with a minor in business. But I always tell people, it's like, bro, I I obsessed myself with the personal development journey. I read at one point. I tell people this all the time. Like, bro, at one point in my journey, bro, I was reading a book a week. I was so obsessed with studying the game and beating all the challenges because all of these challenges were beating me. Remember, things I must experience, but everything I was experiencing, it was beating me up. I lost every single challenge. I was like, man, bro, this is not easy. This is not easy at all. This is tough. So I said, you know what? They're not gonna beat me anymore because that's the the competitiveness inside of me. It's the competitiveness inside me. I said, all right, I've been knocked down 9 times, but I'm gonna get up again, and this time they're not gonna beat me. This time this challenge is not gonna get the best of me. This time I'm gonna get it right. And you know what I did? I studied and I woke up earlier and I read the books and I listened to audios all day. And I did a month, no music, just audios. Literally, I remember it. I remember doing it. A month, no music, only audios. So if I was in the gym, no music, personal development audio. If I was walking home and I was going to play music, no music, audios. If I was in the shower, no music, audios. If I was in the train on my way anywhere, audios. If my mom told me, hey, go buy me this in the store, on my way to the store, put my headphones in, audios. If I was just hanging out in my room and there was nothing to do, audios. You know why? Because I was studying and I was preparing myself for the next test that the life threw at me, that God threw at me. I told God, I said, you know what, God? I'm ready for this next one. I'm not gonna let you keep challenging me and me not be ready. This time I'm gonna be ready. And as life started to happen, guess what, guys? I started to defeat those tests. And I'm like, okay, that's the name of the game. I got it now. It starts to make sense now. Because when you do the development, when you read these books, when you listen to these audios, you start to learn things and you start to learn from their experiences. Because remember, there's two ways you learn. You learn from your own experiences and you learn from other people's experiences, right? So when I would hear Jim Rohn talk about his experiences, when I would hear Bob Proctor talk about his experience, when I would hear my mentor talk about their experiences, and then guess what? The same and similar experiences will show up in my life, and I would be like, wait, I remember Jim Rohn talked about this. He said this is how he went about it. Okay, perfect. Now I know the experience is happening in my life. Now I know how to defeat the challenge. Right? It's like when you're in school and you study that one strategy, or you study that one math problem, and then you see the math problem on the thing and you're like, wait, I know this. I studied this last night. This is easy. Boom, I know the answer to this. Okay, boom, I got to do this. I got to do that. All right, boom, done. On to the next one. I was ready. I was ready. The thing with some of the people on this call is that you're not ready. So when the challenges come, they defeat you every time. And that's why it's so hard for you to go up. That's why it's so hard for you to elevate, because every test that comes in your life, you're failing it. You're failing every test. If somebody joined your business and they left your business and you allowed that to affect you emotionally, you failed the test. If you're going through something and you allowed what you're going through to stop you from going and doing your morning routine every day, you failed the test. If the fact that you go through something and it stops you from praying to God and being grateful and writing your goals down, you failed that test. You failed. Of course you failed. That's why I know those things, because I heard Jim Rohn say it all the time. Jim Rohn said, it doesn't matter the challenges, you got to keep going. So guess what? Since I heard that from him, when the challenges came, it didn't matter. I said, okay, I'm being challenged right now. Life is hard, but I still got to go do my morning routine. I still got to go read. I still got to go journal. I still got to study. I still knew that I had to do those things, regardless of the challenges that were happening in my life, because that was me. That's how I was going to pass the test. Because even though I didn't learn that, right? Remember, there's two ways to learn. You either learn from your experiences, but because I hadn't experienced this, I was learning from other people's experiences. And everybody took time, things I must experience. So when I heard that Jim Rohn said that, he said, yo, even though the challenges, even though it gets hard, even though it gets challenged, right? What did he say? Don't wish, he says, don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. You see that? So I was like, okay, don't wish for less challenge. So the challenge would come in my life and I'd be like, okay, I can't wish for less challenge. I got to wish for more wisdom. Where do I get wisdom from? The books. Wisdom comes from the books. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. So I'm like, okay, I know this is hard. And at the end of the day, it's going to be hard. So I can't wish for it to be easier. I just got to wish that I was better. And how am I going to get better? By working on myself, which means I need to take time every day to work on myself. You see how those little nuggets that you learn in these audios can change everything for you? That little nugget changed everything for me. Jim Rohn saying that has been installed in my mind since I heard it 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. Perfect. Say less. Challenges come. All right. I can't wish for less challenge because the challenges are here. I got to look for more wisdom. Okay. Read the books, listen to the audios, call my mentor, go to this event, get more wisdom. I need, where can I get more wisdom? Because I can't wish for less challenge. I got to wish for more wisdom to get me out of the challenge. I want you guys to write this down. For people that are struggling financially, listen to this. This is important right here. Okay. The problem isn't, lack of money is not the problem. That's never the problem. Okay, listen to this. Lack of money is not the problem. So for people who are lacking money, that was something that he also said to me that always stuck with me. He said, lack of money is never the problem. And that's what people focus on. They focus on the lack of money. He says the problem is lack of an idea on how to create the money. That's the problem. Listen to that again. So when I was broke, I heard that and I'm like, because I would always think that the problem was, Nano, I don't have money. Nano, you have an overdrafted account. Nano, you're in debt. I would always think that that was the problem. I would always think that the problem was that I didn't have money. I would always think that. And then I heard Jim Rohn say, lack of money is not the problem. Lack of an idea on how to create the money, that's the problem. That's the real problem right there. Lack of the idea. So most people just lack the idea, lack the resourcefulness on how to create the money. It's not the lack of money that's really the problem. But remember, whatever you focus on, what happens on whatever you focus on? What happens to what you focus on? Let me know in the chat if you guys know. Whatever you focus on, it grows. So think about that. Let's stay with me right here. If you're focusing on the lack of money and you think that that's the problem, what's going to happen? That's going to grow, which means what now? What does that mean now? More problems, more lack of money, more reasons to have lack of money, more bills, more issues. And people don't understand that that's the reason why certain things happen in your life. Your car breaks down, you get a ticket, this happens, you forgot about this. And all of a sudden, when you have lack of money, when you don't have money, that's when the most problems show up. That ever happened to you guys? You ever had that happen to you where you're struggling financially and then it feels like even more things come to make you struggle even more? Now you got to pay for this. Now this credit card is calling you that you owe them this much. And then out of nowhere, this ticket that you forgot to pay, is now worth $200. Yo, you know why? Is because you focused on it and it's growing. You focused on it and it's growing. It's growing. Every time you think about it, it's you watering the seed. Every time you think about that, you watering the seed. Because it's a focus. It's going to grow. I look back at things and I'd be like, bro, I attracted a lot of situations into my life, bro. I've watched friends of mine attract the situations into their lives because I know what their focus was. And it's real, family. I'm telling you. So that's why I started to listen to KT a lot, right? And KT would say, you accept whatever reality you choose to accept. So he said you could look at your bank account and yeah, it does get very lonely. Very lonely. Very lonely journey sometimes, to be honest. It gets very lonely. I have a training dedicated to it. It's called the Lone Wolf Journey. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll run that training sometime. But man, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? KT. So KT, he talked about, you have to understand the difference between different realities, what you accept, right? And I remember he said in a training, he said, yo, you can either look at your bank account and look at it as a negative overdrafted account and allow that to make you feel that way. Or you can look at your bank account and look at it and be like, yo, there's millions of dollars in it. And at the time I was like, bro, how is that gonna work? Like, when you're not used to this information, right? When you're not used to this information and you hear it for the first time, right? You're like, how is that gonna work? Like, how am I gonna look at my bank account, see it looking like gas prices, but then think about it like if it was a $1 million account? But I said, you know what? I got nothing to lose. Let me give it a shot. And you know what I started to do? Every time I would purposely go into my bank account every day and it looked like gas prices. But guess what I did? I never accepted the fact that it looked like gas prices. I would always look at it like, yo, it got 6 figures. I would look at it like it had 6 figures in it. And you know what I also did? My bookmark was a dollar bill with $100,000, printed on it, literally. So that was my bookmark in my book. It was $1 right? So it had $0, comma 000 for 100,000. And I would literally every day look at it. Yes, thank you for the 6 figures in my bank account. I am so thankful for this. This is awesome. I'm living in abundance. I could buy what I want, this and this and that. And even though I was going through problems, financial issues, things I had to pay for, every day I still saw it as what it was. I never, ever, ever allowed myself to fall back into the idea that I was broken, I was down. And it's so funny because 2 years later, I had 6 figures. 2 years from when I started to do that, I had 6 figures. 2 years. Now, it took time. Look, imagine a month of doing that, nothing. 2 months, nothing. 3 months, bank account still at 0, still at low, right? 6 months after, still. And then that's the test right there, though. Is keeping that faith all the way through. A year passes of you doing that. And still, yeah, it's a little better, the bank account, but it's still low. You're still living the check to check. You're still low. A year and a half passes, still nothing. And then after that year and a half, after you pay that stuff, now you start to see. And then the bank account starts to grow. And now I'm earning $10,000 a month. And now this, and I'm like, oh, now it's flowing in. Now it's flowing in. But guess what it took? It took time. It took time of me keeping the faith. That's the biggest test every single one of you guys are gonna face. The test of faith. Believing in the unseen every single day through everything that happens in life. That's gonna be the biggest test you guys face. And I'm telling you guys right now that that's gonna be the toughest, and still to this day for me, the toughest test that I face. No cap. Prepare yourself, because the test of faith is the hardest one. The test of faith is the hardest one. You know why? Because you don't see it. You don't see it. So it's like you could work for a whole year and still not see it. You could work for 2 whole years and still not see it. And then out of nowhere, it can happen. It can happen. It can happen from one day to another. I could be here today. All right. I could be here today and there tomorrow. Because that's how life works. I could be right here talking to you guys at this exact same seat, May 31st, a day before my birthday. And next year, I could be talking to you guys from the top of that penthouse over there. Because I passed the test of faith. I believed even though others didn't believe. I believed in the fact that I couldn't see it yet, even though I went through all those challenges, even though people left my business, even though the company went through things. I still kept the faith. I still believed in God's purpose for me. That's why, guys, look, I have an incredible amount of faith. So much faith. I have so much faith because I don't believe in all these other things. I believe in God's purpose for me. So I don't care if this person left, that person left, if the company is going through struggles, if this person doesn't want to help me, if the leaders below me want to quit. I don't care. That's up to you. That's your choice. My choice is believing in God's purpose for me, and that's all it is for me. God's purpose for me is to have faith in what he has in store for me, and that's it. If you are a part of it, amazing. If not, then amen. Because like I always teach you guys, remember this. All life forms strive to the max of their potential except human beings. Listen to that again. All life forms strive to the max of their potential except human beings. All life forms. A tree is going to grow as big as it could grow. Put out as many trees, put out as many leaves, branches. It's going to grow as much as it can grow. A caterpillar is going to start as a caterpillar and it's going to grow into that butterfly. That flower is going to start off as a seed and it's going to grow into that beautiful rose, that beautiful flower, that beautiful sunflower. That fish is going to grow as big as it can grow. That whale is going to grow as big as it can grow. That plant is going to grow as big as it can grow. All life forms strive to the max of their potential except us. All life forms except human beings. We are the only ones that don't strive to the max of our potential. And there's one word. Can anybody tell me why is it? What's the one word that I'm looking for? There's one word that stops us from accomplishing our full potential. Choice. Us human beings, we have the dignity of choice. Choice. Because remember, we could choose not to jump on Mornings with Nano. We could choose not to read. We could choose not to listen to that audio. We could choose not to build that business. We could choose to leave. We could choose. A tree doesn't have no choice. It's going to grow as big as it's going to grow. A fish doesn't have no choice. It's going to grow as big as it's going to grow. A seed is going to grow as big as it's going to grow. But us humans, every single one of you guys, you can choose right now and be like, you know what? For the rest of my life, I'm just going to live an average lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with it, though. I don't want you guys to think that there's anything wrong with living an average life. Not everybody is meant to live an extraordinary life, and that's okay. But it's all through choice. It's a choice because every one of us, we all have the tools and the capabilities to live the life that we truly want to live. So all of us have a choice. Are you going to choose to live extraordinary, or are you going to choose to live average? It's your choice. If you choose to be average, you will live an average life. You would go through average problems. You would go through an average income. You'll live in an average house. You'll drive an average car. You'll live an average life. If you chose to be extraordinary, you're going to live in an extraordinary house. You're going to live an extraordinary life, drive an extraordinary car, eat extraordinary foods. You're going to live extraordinary. But you know what the problem is, guys? That everybody was born extraordinary. The thing was that you allowed your environment and the people around you to choose the average lifestyle for you. We were all born extraordinary. We were all born to be, do, or have anything we want in life. But because of our environment, because of the people around us, because of our programming and our limiting beliefs, we've chose to be average. And you know what's the sad part, guys? No more effort is required in order for you to get to where you want to go to. That's the craziest part. No more effort is required to get to where you want to go to, which is there. No more effort is required. Neno, but espérate, Neno, what do you mean by that? What do you mean no more effort is required, bro? Of course there's more effort required if I want to live extraordinary. No, wrong. It's wrong. No more effort is required. You know why? Because the same effort it takes for you to go to work is the same effort it takes for you to work on your dreams. The same effort it takes for you to pick up that phone and scroll on Instagram is the same effort it takes for you to grab that book and read it. The same effort it takes for you to turn on music and listen to Drake, listen to Bad Bunny is the same effort that it takes for you to turn on a personal development audio. It's the same effort. Same effort. So no more effort is required in order for you to live the life that you want. Some of you guys are hard workers. You work hard as hell. No problem. I was talking to one of my guys out here, right? And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, if you had a job right now, you would wake up every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 8 hours a day, 40 plus hours a week, and you'll work that job for somebody else, no problem. But I tell you to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week on your business, on your dream, on your passion, and you'll call me out. You'll tell me that I'm crazy, that I'm too hard on you. I'm like, that's the mindset that you got to get out of right there. That's what's holding you back right there. That if you had a job, you would go work 40, 50 hours a week, no problem. You know why? Because you know that at the end of that week, at the end of the 2 weeks, you got something guaranteed. If you do this business and this passion, nothing is guaranteed because you got to go get it yourself. And that's people's thing that's holding them back the most, is that mindset right there. It's that mindset right there. That's the mindset that's holding so many people back. That's the one right there. They'll work every single day, 6-7 days a week, overtime, 60 to 70 hours a week to build somebody else's dream because they know that they got a guaranteed paycheck. But if you told them, yo, come work 60 to 70 hours on your business, on your passion, on your dreams, they'll say that you're being too hard on them and that it's too much and that they're struggling and that's the problem. Because they don't have faith. They only believe in what is seen. They don't believe in the unseen. They don't believe. And then they wonder why God is testing them. Because they're not pleasing God. Remember, J. Miles said it. You can't please God without faith. So the system pays you to forget your dreams. And that's the truth. And if nobody told you, Neno's going to tell you. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you how it is because that's how it is. It's the truth. They pay you to forget your dreams. And guess what? That was a test. And you failed. And you failed. You failed. F. Failed. You got to really open your eyes, fam. A lot of us. And the reason why we got to open our eyes is because if you don't open your eyes, the people around you are not going to open their eyes. You listening to this call right now, you have access to the information. You are now aware. I tell you guys this all the time. People ask me, Nano, how can you be so consistent with mornings with Nano and this? I'm like, bro, this is easy. This is easy. I love doing this. This is literally the easiest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And people think that it's hard and that I'm consistent. I'm like, bro, if I had a job and I had to work Monday through Friday and I had to be at my job at 9 a.m., I would show up every day. So I get to live my dream, my passion, God's purpose for me. How am I not going to show up every day? And guess at what time mornings when Nano starts? At 9 a.m. It starts at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I got to be there because this is my passion. This is me building my dream. This is something that's for me, for my family, for God. Nothing wrong with working a job. And I want you guys to understand that. I don't want you guys to think that I'm talking down on jobs because I'm not down on jobs. I'm just up on opportunity. I know people got to pay the bills. I know you guys got to provide for your family. I know you got to put food on the table. But the same way that you can dedicate time to a job is the same way that you should be able to dedicate time to your passion and to your business. Because this is for your family. This is for your generations to come. This is for your future. So it's not about what you do from 9 to 5, it's what you do from 5 to 10, from 5 to midnight. I'm serious. Look, guys, if I had a job, for example, and I worked a 9 to 5, trust me, I would make sure that I made it work. However it is. Let's say I worked a 9 to 5 job at a bank, for example. I would be up every day at 6 a.m. I would work on myself for at least 2 hours every morning, get myself in the best state of mind. I would show up at work with intention. Every day I would show up at work with an intention to learn something, to meet somebody, to make someone's day, because I got to be on a high vibration. After work, I would get home and I would work on my business from 6 to midnight every day. I don't care. Sacrifices. Midnight, I'm asleep. I'm up again, 6 a.m., back to work. Let's get it. And I would make it a goal, and I would see myself every day. Making enough money part-time that now I can quit my full-time job and go full-time into this. I would write it down. I am so happy and grateful now that I am working full-time on my future. I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning more money part-time than I do full-time. And I will sacrifice every hour. So many people sometimes, oh, Nano, bro, but I'm exhausted after work, bro. I'm just so tired. You know why? Because that's what you tell yourself. That's what you tell yourself. I bet you if you would have done your morning routine and you would have been amped up and you would have been excited about everything, you would have get out of work ready to take over your passion. Ready to take over your passion. And if you feel tired, check what you're eating. Check your lack of hydration, like Sun Wealth is saying. I'm always at the beach. You know what I'm doing? Getting sun. Give me all that energy, son. I need all of that. My first meal every day has to be an organic vegan meal. I will never eat anything that's not vegan and organic within my first meal. That's my first meal of the day. It has to be vegan or organic. Mandatory. It's not an excuse, because I'm not going to eat something that's going to make me crash in the middle of the day. That's why I could work 16-hour days. I don't know if you guys saw my schedule yesterday on my story. I could work a 16-hour day. At the end of the day, I'm still ready to work even more, because guess what? My body has the right fuel. The right fuel. Everything organic. Everything. Even my cooking oil is organic. Everything organic. Everything. Juices, water, the butter I put on my bread, everything. Eggs, fruits, vegetables, everything. It costs more. Everything is organic. And it helps. And this is where it makes a big difference. Shampoo, everything, bro, everything. My lotion, my deodorant, everything. Everything. You name it, almost everything in my house it's organic. I don't play around with that stuff. This is why you gotta make money though, so that you can be able to do these things. This is why you gotta get money, so you can be able to do these things. You know, it's expensive sometimes. But guess what? It's not expensive if you have the money. So this is why it's so important to work hard now, so that a year from now, 2 years from now, you can do these things. But you gotta pass the test of time. You gotta pass the test of faith. And when you do, everything will change for you, family. I'm telling you from experience. Do not go to work and get out of work and not work on your business. I get it. You got to work the job to pay the bills and provide for the family. I understand that. But the work that you do, the sacrifices that you make after your job is what's going to pay out. My coffee's organic too. Coffee I drink is organic. Everything, literally everything. So you got to understand this stuff, guys, for real. There is here. But you got to be able to pass the experiences and the test of time here in order for you to get there. The only thing that can make you, all right, the only thing that can make you deserving of there is passing the tests that are happening here. Next time something happens in your life, think of, okay, test is in my life. What would Nano do? What would Nano do? Nano said, okay, tests come into my life. I need to be ready to pass them. All right, this test is beating me up right now. Okay, I need to study more. Think about those things. Let those things stick with you, bro. Let them stick with you, sis. Like, yo, okay, I have this test in my life. Nano said, don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. Let me give myself more wisdom. And I'm telling you, it'll help you guys so much in the long term, fam. So never forget that. There is here. You take off the T off of there is here, right? But the T stands for things I must experience. And every single day, you guys are experiencing things. Today, you're going to experience something that is going to be a test. And it's going to see, okay, does this person pass or do they fail? If you've been stuck, it's because you've been failing all your tests. If you pass and you're moving forward, it's because you've been passing your tests. And remember, personal development is not for the good times, it's for the character building times. All right, fam. So with that being said, put some 333s in the chat box if you guys got value from that. I said way more than I was supposed to say. I was going to end this call at 10:15, 10 o'clock, honestly. But then I just went on a rant for no reason. But I wanted to tell you guys that stuff. I didn't even have notes for today. I just talked to you guys today. It wasn't even a call for, I considered this call more of a living room setting. It was more of a living room setting kind of training for me today. It was kind of like me talking to you guys, like if you guys were in my room right now. Okay. And there is a reason. I mean, I said it was for no reason, but I know that it was a reason for sure. But this is what it's about. This is what it's about right here, guys, is understanding that it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And understanding that there is here, because we can experience the same feelings here as we want to experience there. But we got to make sure that we are preparing ourselves for all the tests that life throws at us. Every test that life throws at me, I never look to quit. I never look to stop. I'm like, perfect. Here it goes. And you know what? I look at how I deal with the test, and then I look at everybody else, and I be like, damn, bro, you're failing the test. I look at them, and I be like, this person's not prepared. That person's not prepared. And you know what's the thing? That I can't take the test for them. And sometimes you could give them the answer, and they still don't. I'm glad that you guys now know. Because when I look left, when I look right, I'm going to be like, you see, they've been doing their morning routine. They're prepared. They have their head down. They're answering every test. They're answering every answer. They got it down. They got it. Boom, 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 boom. And I look up, The teacher brings the test results back, and everybody's like, yo, I got 100, I got an A plus, I got an A plus, I got an A plus, I got an A plus. A plus is everywhere. You know why? Because we all studied, we all got the wisdom, we all read the books, we all listened to the personal development audios, and we were ready. But when we look left and we look right and everybody's failing, it's like, oh my God, what happened? No, we got promoted while the rest got exposed. Okay, so just to finish off the call, right? Time is going to do what to us, guys? Is it going to promote us or is it going to expose us? Type it in the chat box. What is time going to do to us on this call? The 600 plus, 700 plus, the thousands watching. What is it going to do to us? It's going to promote us. It's only going to promote us. It's not going to expose us. It's not going to expose us because we're going to be ready. It's going to promote us, family. It's going to promote us. Because why? Because we're going to be ready. And we're going to stand. What's the most important test that we got to pass, guys? Let's see who was paying attention. What is the most important test that we have to pass? Most important test we got to pass. The test of faith. Test of time is the second one, but faith is number one for sure. Test of time, number two for sure. But the test of faith is number one. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what pleases God. And the one thing that pleases God is the test of faith. The test of time is just having patience. The law of gestation. Everything takes time to manifest. All right, fam. So that wraps up today's call. Great call. It is May 31st. Just a recommendation. I highly recommend you guys. I know it's only 5 months in, but yo, do an evaluation. Ask yourself, yo, what have you done well up until this moment? What haven't you done well up until this moment? And what are you going to improve on, over the next 3 months this summer? What does your summer look like? Write a letter to yourself. Hey, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow on my birthday. When I go do my morning routine, I'm probably going to write a letter to myself, basically writing down how I want my summer to go and doing a little evaluation of how I've been, what I'm going to do, what I've been doing, what I haven't been doing, and what I need to continue to work on. I highly recommend you guys to do it because I'm going to do it. So I would do an evaluation and I'd write a letter to myself as to how you want the next 3 months of this summer to go for you. Okay. This is very important. My birthday's tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. We're still doing mornings with Nano, and we're going to run it up, fam. So I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Like this video if you haven't liked it and if you got value from this. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I'm just very, very excited for all of us. I'm going to give us a quick prayer, and then we're going to head out, fam. Let's run it. Everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day that's filled with your grace and your abundance. Today we talked about the test of faith, and wow, today was powerful, God. Thank you so much for the reminder of how important it is for us to believe in the things that we cannot yet see, because at the end of the day, we know that you are working overtime in the background to give us everything that we're asking for right now, God. And we are just so thankful for everything that you're doing for us each and every single day. And I just want you to know, God, we love the test that you give us. I know that sometimes it gets difficult. I know sometimes, we tend to complain about the tests that come into our lives. But I want you to know that we love these tests. We appreciate these tests because all these tests are doing is helping us become a better version of us. It's helping us become deserving of everything that you have in store for us. So we apologize for ever complaining about any test. We say sorry for ever even doubting your abilities as to what you have for us, because we know that everything that you're doing for us is for a bigger purpose, God. So we thank you so much for all the tests, for all the challenges, for all the obstacles that you put in our life. We thank you ahead of time for everything that you have for us there that we are waiting for to deserve. And we will continue to work every single day. And when the tests come, we will be ready for them because we are going to be studying each and every single day. We are going to be working each and every single day. And we understand that it's all about the experiences that come into our lives. And we're not looking for the short-term gain. We're playing the long-term game. And that long-term game takes time, and we're willing to do whatever it takes, God. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing for us each and every single day. We continue to pray for the individuals that need healing in their lives and that need you by their side right now to help them get through these tough times. And we also pray that anything that's in our life right now, God, that isn't serving us, any people, any situations, any circumstances that aren't serving us, please eliminate them from our lives so we can live a clean energy and a clean life filled with nothing but your love and your grace and your abundance, God. So we love you so much and we appreciate you so much. Let's go out there and have a blessed day. In your name we pray, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, guys. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for hopping on today's Mornings with Nano session. I am so blessed. I am so thankful to, have all of you guys here today. And it's just so beautiful to see the growth in all of us. I want you guys to know that everything that I teach you guys on this call, it comes straight from the top. It doesn't even come from me. And even though sometimes it might seem like I'm being a little hard on you guys, the only reason I'm hard on you guys is because if I don't do it, nobody else will do it. Nobody cares enough. And the tough love is usually the best love, because I don't tell you guys what you want to hear. I tell you exactly what you need to hear. And most of the time, the things that you need to hear are things that I need to hear. So when you guys feel like I'm being hard on you, trust me, I'm being hard on myself as well. So I love you guys always. Everything that I do always comes from a great heart. I will never, ever do or tell you guys anything that I haven't done or anything that will harm you guys or go against anything. And just know that I'm always here for you guys, and I'll never, ever leave you outside. We're walking this journey together, and you guys' growth is just as much as my growth. So I love you. I appreciate you guys. And tomorrow we lit. Tomorrow we celebrate life, because tomorrow a legend was born, and it's a legend that will live forever, fam. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and just be here tomorrow, because it'll be lit. It'll be a dope birthday present. That's all you guys could do for me, is just be here tomorrow. Just show up, and that'll be my birthday gift. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless and enjoy your day. Let's go.